I'm Terry Altringer. I'm the clinical pharmacy supervisor at Trinity Health.
Okay. What do you advise patients about the vaccine?
Well, I think first off, there's been a lot of misinformation about the vaccine, and I think at this point we're approaching a year worth of time out from when the vaccines hit the market, and there's over 2 billion people that have been immunized globally and over 180 million in the United States alone that are fully vaccinated. So what we can draw from that essentially is that we have a safe product and we have an effective product.
Great. What do you tell reluctant patients?
There's obviously a lot of reluctance that stems from the vaccine, and again, going back to the safety and effectiveness data, we have a lot of clinical trial data. In fact, the studies that were performed using these vaccines were some of the largest vaccine trials that we've ever had. They showed a great deal of efficacy, and that continues to hold up right now. We have seen some waxing effects or waning effects of efficacy with the Delta variant, but still the vaccines have held up extremely well in terms of preventing serious COVID, as well as hospitalizations and most importantly, deaths. And additionally to that, the safety data is really quite exceptional. We know what the common side effects would be: the fatigue, headaches, not feeling well for a few days. But the rare and very serious side effects are extremely rare at that. And so I think people can take a great deal away from just knowing that hundreds of millions, in fact billions of people have been tested, and we just have not seen a signal for a great deal of safety concerns from these vaccines.
We know vaccinated individuals can still contract COVID. What differences are you seeing in how vaccinated patients present versus unvaccinated?
Well, we've certainly seen that the vast majority of people that are being hospitalized right now are unvaccinated, probably in the 70 to over 80% range. And we're definitely seeing a younger population being admitted to the hospital for COVID who were previously unvaccinated. For those who are vaccinated, they tend to recover from it. So even if they do get sick, have breakthrough infections, they're leaving the hospital. So that's obviously a very positive thing.
Good. If you could tell the world something about COVID, what would you want them to know?
COVID's a serious, serious illness. And I know a lot of people think that, they're young, they're healthy, they're immune from it. Unfortunately, too many people have thought that, and the consequences have been devastating for their families and loved ones. It's not a virus to mess around with, and we have vaccines, we have medications that can treat it. But again, the vaccines are extremely safe. And very importantly, I would encourage people to seek out trusted information. People are finding information that's misleading, that's actually false. So talk with your doctors, talk with your pharmacists. These are professionals who are the most trusted in their industries. Speak with them about it. Don't go to social media or blog sites to find your information. Go to trusted individuals who do this for a living.
Great. Do you have any experiences that you'd like to share? If you want to come back to that, we can.
Yeah, maybe. I got to think about that one.
Okay. I don't know if we're going to use this or not because it's not so readily available, but I will, because I understand you have a really good explanation. What is monoclonal antibody treatment and who can benefit from it?
So monoclonal antibody treatments have really been a breakthrough for COVID. They're essentially a medication that can be infused or injected and neutralize the virus. And so if you contract COVID, you test positive, if you get the monoclonal antibody within the first few days optimally, it can go out to 10 days, but the sooner you get it, the more likelihood you are to benefit from it. The likelihood of keeping you out of the hospital and well and certainly survive is pretty substantial. So if you do find out that you've tested positive, definitely look into that as a possibility.
Okay. We've been dealing with COVID for over a year, probably a year and a half now. In your opinion, what will it take to end it?
Oh, ending COVID. We only all dream about that. But certainly, you know, the more people that we can get immunized, the likelihood that we can finally possibly see this come to an end. The reality that this is around indefinitely now to stay is highly probable. But I think as medicine evolves, we'll be able to stay on it better. But if we can get out of this phase where we're having so much acute hospitalizations and so forth, I think that we can get past this, but we definitely need to get people vaccinated.
It's kind of interesting because when we had Dr.
Wigway? Mm-hmm.
He said, you know, some people have talked about herd immunity, and he said, I'll tell you what it will take to get herd immunity. Get vaccinated.
Right.
That's what he said. Just get vaccinated. That's herd immunity.
It's true.
It was kind of, I'm like, oh, good solution.
Yeah, blunt to the point.
Exactly. All right, we'll revisit do you have any
Sure.
experiences you'd like to share?
So I thought about that.
Good.
So personal experiences, I think it goes back early in the pandemic. We knew that we probably had to develop vaccines for this virus to be managed effectively. And I was skeptical as myself as a healthcare professional, not knowing. And there was a particular speaker, expert in the field that I listened to that shared much of what I've learned and shared with others, and that the study of mRNA vaccines in particular, but some of the other vaccines, isn't new. They've actually been around for decades. And while we obviously haven't tested them against COVID, we have data against them for other viruses and even cancer. So the science behind these vaccines, now combined with the clinical outcomes data, just really helped me enforce and reinforce my thoughts on the vaccine, its safety and its effectiveness. And again, it was seeking out counsel from experts in the field that know these things, and they do it for a living.
Great. All right, thank you.
Think you can whittle something out of that?
Oh my gosh, yeah, there was a lot of really good stuff there, actually.
Okay, good. Well, all right.
Thanks. That was pretty soon.
It was, yeah.
There's probably more.